power in Congress is up for grabs. One of the races we're watching closely is for U.S. House District 4. Good Morning Las Vegas anchor Justin Hinton introduces us to the major party candidates vying for the seat, Democratic incumbent Stephen Horsford and his Republican challenger Sam Peters.
District 4 is still relatively new, created as a result of the 2010 census. The voters elected their first representative in 2012, and that was Stephen Horsford, who is the incumbent. Now, the district covers most of northern Clark County, so that part of the district has seen a lot of growth in recent years. Stephen Horsford says he focuses on making communities stronger by helping people gain skills and education to provide for themselves and their families. Now, he's proud of his vote for the Inflation Reduction Act and works to lower costs for families, create better paying jobs, and help improve community safety. Republican Sam Peters is his challenger. He's a retired military officer, serving the country for 20 years. He moved here in 2015 and opened an insurance agency in Summerlin. He says he joined the political atmosphere because he says he's not comfortable with the direction the country is moving in and believes he has something to offer. The two will face off in the race to become Nevada's 4th congressional district representative. To the incumbent, Democrat Stephen Horsford mentioned improving community safety as his focus. One way he says he's done that is through his bill to break the cycle of violence.
My bill invests $6.5 billion over 8 years into nonprofit, faith-based efforts that really can disrupt violence and stop crime from happening before it ever starts.
He says about $250 million of that total has been approved, and he says he's working to get it fully funded to that $6.5 billion amount. Another priority, reducing costs, which also means reducing the cost of housing. Now, he blames part of the problem on out-of-state companies who buy up property and price out locals.
That's why I've introduced a bill called the Home Act that would actually penalize these out-of-state corporate speculators, fine them, and put the money from the fines into a national housing affordability trust fund. Another factor contributing to why housing costs are so high is land. We still have a lot of land, but unfortunately, not enough of it is dedicated to affordable housing. When I'm reelected, I will make that one of my top priorities.
I want to turn now to his Republican challenger, Sam Peters. He says inflation is high because of too much government spending. He points to the national debt, which recently surpassed $31 trillion.
I have kids, they're not going to be able to pay it back. Their grandkids are not going to be able to pay it back unless we take some action on our spending and start being responsible with the taxpayers' money. And that's what's missing from the federal government. And it's been that way for a long, long time.
His other major priority, immigration and the rise of illegal crossings at the U.S. border with Mexico. Now, he says the entire immigration system is overtaxed and needs work. This is his fix.
Closing the border down for a period of time to understand who's coming into the country, changing the policies to actually deport people rather than sending them to Martha's Vineyard or wherever they may be sent across the country. Send them back to their own countries. And if they want to come to our country legally and respect the laws of our country, then we can work that out.
So you want to close the border for an amount of time?
I think we need to at this point. That depends on how much progress we can make on getting and understanding who's in the country legally and illegally.
You can hear more from both candidates on our website right now. And remember, Election Day is November 8th.